Mr. Bloxham here. We're just going to do roast chicken with some stuffing, and I'm going to stuff it. I'm also going to make some bread sauce with these frozen, fresh, well they were fresh and I froze them, breadcrumbs. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop up the stuff for the stuffing. So in here we've got some apricots, we've got some stuffing mix here, but I'm going to make it a bit more exciting by putting some apricots in it. Other things you can put in it, fresh herbs, garlic, different fruits you can put in, loads of sausage meat would be nice as well. So in here I've got the water, I'm going to put those in first. I've got some different herbs here. So I've got some sage, which is, you know, sage and onion stuffing, or parsley and thyme, they're the famous ones. So it's parsley and thyme, or sage and onion. It's already got some onion and stuff in there, but I've got a little bit of extra fresh sage in it to give a bit of flavour. In this jar here I've got homemade pesto from last year, which I froze. I had loads of basil plants and far more than I need, so I just make big jars of pesto and freeze it. When you make it yourself, I don't know how long it's going to keep in without, so I just freeze it and then it lasts longer. So I'll put a little bit more sage in. So sage and onion would go with chicken or pork primarily. Parsley and thyme would probably go with lamb or chicken, depending on what you like. So stuffing in here, you can make your own stuffing, but that is a packet of stuffing mix. If you make yourself, all you do is get your breadcrumbs, you put the onion and the other stuff in it. This I'm going to stuff in the middle of the chicken. You wouldn't normally do that with turkey. With turkey you normally stuff it in this part here, which is the neck. But this one should be okay straight in the whole chicken. So I'm going to do that bit last, because I'm going to get blood on my hands. So I've got some water to wash up with. So the next thing I'm going to do is the roast potatoes. So if you come over here, I have parboiled potatoes. So if you parboil them, they go more crispy. And what you can do is you can go like that with a fork, and you can see they go, then they go more crispy on the outside. Some people just bash them up a bit, like that. Or you can do it with a fork, it's up to you. If you want to do that, you don't have to do that. Now I've got some duck fat, obviously just do oil, margarine, anything, but we just haven't got some roast duck the other day. So heating up in here, I've got some duck fat, not as good as goose fat, which is famous for roast potatoes, you can buy in jars. As you can see, I've got some duck fat in there, that should be reasonably hot. You can hear it a little bit there. I'll give them a stir around with the fish loaves to baste them. And we'll see what they come out like later. That's enough for us three. My wife doesn't eat too many, and my son and I will eat the rest. So in here, and also in here, I've got some 2 bits of onion infusing the milk. So normally you have some, and to save wasting, most people probably throw them away. That's been in there about half an hour, just roast them as well, just to use them up really. In there, normally you'd have some cloves in this as well, but I haven't got any cloves at the moment. That's called a piqué onion. So with that here, that's bread sauce. All I do now is just put some breadcrumbs in. I'd normally make this later, but I'll just show you in here, and that will swell it all up. And that's like a dish that would go with roast chicken or turkey, as well as maybe cranberry sauce and stuff. As you can see, that's a bit thick. I've got a bit more milk here. If I need it, bring it to the simmer, then it thickens up nicely. Now flavour wise for this, I can put a little bit of salt and pepper in. And also I'm going to put a little bit of nutmeg in. So I've got a little bit of salt here, a little bit of salt, little bit of pepper which I've got here. I've got black or white in. My wife's not keen on the white, so I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper in. Nutmeg goes well in milk dishes, so I'm going to put a little bit of fresh nutmeg in as well. So that's a bit of black pepper. I don't know, some of you probably never had bread sauce before, but quite popular years ago. And over here I've got a little bit of nutmeg. They're called, it's called nutmeg because they're the shape of the nut. I've got a little grater here, a little nutmeg grater. Go in here, about 10 seconds. As you can see, there's some on the chopping board there, a bit more. This goes nice on egg custard tart and things like that, and white sauce, some people put it in, but it's nice in bread sauce. I like the flavour of nutmeg. We make eggnog at Christmas time, and I love that in it. My gran, she'd have been, she was born in 1910, she'd have been 110 now. She used to love the egg-baked custard tarts, and she'd always like the one with the extra nutmeg on. So, just going to leave that to simmer for a minute or two, and then that's done. Back to the chicken. So if you just put it over, then it doesn't really infuse the flavour. You can put loads of lashes in it, like score it and put it in. I'm not going to do that, but what I am going to do, I've got some rosemary here which I've washed here. Just all of this is going to be sprinkled over the top. I've got some thyme here, and these are a bit of a quite a time-consuming job. You have to do it sort of backwards on the time. Like that there, get the little bits. You can just put the whole bits on the top for later, which I'm going to do with the last bits here. But the middle bits are quite woody. The parsley, I'm going to put a tiny bit of parsley in the stuffing as well. Roll that up. Don't need to do it up too small. A little bit rustic there, a little bit of parsley in there as well, so that gives it a bit more flavour. So then, this is going to go in the middle. So open it up. This, make sure it's cooked. I've got a probe, so I will be making sure this cooked, because this does slow the cooking process down, because obviously it can't cook from the middle. With turkey, they advise you not to do this, even though people probably still do, but I wouldn't do this with a turkey personally. But with a chicken it's good, and you can just cook this in the dish, but I don't like it cooked in the dish. I like it cooked in the chicken. It tastes so much better, I find. It doesn't get all dry on top, and it's quite I love the stuffing. Sausage meat's quite nice for this as well. Bacon you can put in it as well, or you can put bacon over the top of the chicken. That's good for turkey because it's quite dry. So to flavour it now, I'm going to use some of this pesto. So I'm going to get a clean spoon out. This is the pesto which I made myself. Loads of it here. I'm going to put some of this under the skin. And where I got it out, I've used some of it over the last few days, a couple of days. Well, once it's out of the freezer, I'll try and use it within a week or it'll probably last longer than that. So I'm going to put it on there, spread it over. So this is mainly basil. You obviously normally put pine nuts and oil and parmesan in it, but where I'm making it myself and I have an excess of basil, it's mainly just basil and oil. I do put some other stuff in it, sometimes chilies, sometimes when I grow them as well. I'm going to put the thyme over the top, loads of this over the top, and I can cover this with some greaseproof where it's not very well protected here. The skin's not protecting it. You can put sheets of bacon on it and big fat bits. That's actually called barding. If you get a needle, you can actually put fat into the middle of meat. That's called larding. That's where the lardons come from. So in here, now I'm going to wash my hands and sprinkle a bit of the seasoning on as well. This is just salt, pepper and some other stuff in here. It's just like an all-purpose seasoning. A little bit of this over the top. This is mainly salt, didn't need quite as much as that. That goes over there, and I'll cook that till it's about at least 75 degrees in its core. Probably take about 2 hours. The roast potatoes are in there. I might switch them around and put a little bit of flavour on these ones here. And that's roast chicken. So I will be showing you that when it comes out the oven later. Thank you.